Call the meeting to order. I want to wish everybody a happy and healthy 2022, and hopefully we all stay safe this year. Please rise for the salute to the flag and remain standing for a moment of silence in memory of former tax collector Rose Mayo and former township attorney Scott Seville.
Absolutely. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Adequate notice of this meeting has been sent to all council members and to all legal newspapers in accordance with provisions of the Open Public Meetings Act, Chapter 231, Public Laws, 1975. The public is hereby advised that any statements made during the meeting of the Township Council of the Township of Saddlebrook may not be privileged or protected, and that persons or entities who take issue with such comments may, and have in the past, sought legal redress through the courts. Any member of the public who addresses the council speaks for themselves and not for the council. First order of business is calling the roll for the 2022 Township Council. Councilman Saluka.
Here.
Councilwoman Dominio.
Here.
Councilman Accomando.
Here.
Councilman Garrett.
Here.
Councilwoman Mazer.
Here.
For exit order of business, nominations, open for nominations for council president.
Second.
Can I have a motion to close nominations for council president?
Motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Nominations are closed. Resolution number 1 for the year 2022, appointment of council president. Be resolved by the Township Council of the Township of Saddlebrook, County of Bergen, State of New Jersey, that Councilwoman Florence Mazer is hereby appointed council president effective January 1st, 2022, for a term to expire on December 31st, 2022. The council president is to serve without additional compensation. Is there a motion?
Motion. Second.
Councilman Saluka?
Yes.
Councilwoman Dominio?
Yes.
Councilman Accomando?
Yes.
Councilman Garrett?
Yes.
Councilwoman Mazer?
Yes, thank you.
Congratulations for a successful year.
Thank you.
Let me make sure it's active.
Now.
Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. Left hand on the Bible. I, Florence Mazer, do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey, and that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same and to the government established in the United States and in this state under the authority of the people, and will perform my duties as council president for the Township of Saddlebrook faithfully, impartially, and justly to the best of my ability. So help me God. Congratulations.
First and foremost, I'd like to thank my colleagues for giving me the vote of confidence 2022. But also, I'd like to thank Councilwoman Karen Giorminio for the amazing job. Thank you. You're a tough act to follow.
Yeah,
Yes, you are. Yes, you are. But I am honored to serve as your council president.
congratulations.
Thank you. And we'd like to present you. Your gavel.
My God, thank you very
Thank
much.
you. Thank you. We just have to mention, she has really, I can't thank her enough. I mean, she has been amazing this whole year. I mean, you've been on the construction site every other week there and really doing her due diligence. She's really did an amazing job.
Thank you.
You're welcome. The agenda? No, okay. Mayor?
Thank you, Council President. Everyone hear me? Yeah. Okay, great. We have a very special guest here tonight who we want to honor and recognize, and that's Tony Gatto, who's right in front of me. Tony has served our community for over 50 years. He has been a member and past chairperson of the zoning board, for which he served for the last 16 years, ending his term December 31st of 2021. So he's just ended his term. Tony also served 5 years with our planning board. And Tony continues service to this date with the Saddlebrook Volunteer Fire Department. And that's why we're here to see so many firemen in the audience. But Tony has served with the fire department for 52 long years, good years, including a stint as the assistant chief from 1980 to 81, the 2 years, and then as the chief from 82 to 83. And as I said, the show of respect and admiration here that he's earned from the members of the fire department is apparent by the showing of support that he has here from the members of the fire department. So, Tony, I'd like you to come up. I have a plaque for you. It's not really a plaque, but it's actually a gavel.
Oh, this is my third one.
Well, you deserve it, Tony. Thank you so much. This says Anthony Gatto, in recognition of your many years of service to our community. Saddlebrook Volunteer Fire Department, 52 years, Planning Board, 5 years, Zoning Board, 16 years. Thank you for your dedication to Saddlebrook.
I'll tell you. This is bad, it's not on.
And I don't know either.
You hear me?
We hear you.
We can hear you. Don't worry about it.
Well, let me tell you, it's a pleasure to be here. I moved here in Saddlebrook in 1969. It took me a year to join the fire department, and one of the best things I ever did. I worked with many, many good people, council people, mayor. They were all good to me, every single one. Starting with Mayor Chamberlain, Lou Arminio, and Mr. White. Did I miss someone? I don't think so. Anyway, they were very, very fair to me, and it was a pleasure working with you people. The people that I worked on the zoning board, they were great. What a team. We all got along together, we did a good job, and they did the job the way they were supposed to do it. And I try to, if it wasn't for my, that I can't walk much, I would try to come back again, but I just can't do it. And when I moved to Saddlebrook, I think it was the best thing I ever did. The nice people, Everybody seems to know each other, everybody gets along with each other. And the mayor and council, yes, you have your problems, but you still do a good job, every single one of you. Starting right down, I think I just ruled Marino, didn't I?
No, you said Lou. Maybe Ray, Ray San Lucia.
St. Lucia. Yes, as a matter of fact, he was when I was fire chief. Yep.
Peter
So every
Latico.
one of you, Pete, hell of a nice guy to work with. We had a few words at times, but it always turned out.
About money.
Tony, we answered a call together. I want to thank you for showing me what to do in the truck.
But anyway, it's just a pleasure. It was a great run. I don't think I'm going to make another 10 years, but if I can, I'm going to try my best. And thank you very much, and the fire department. Thank you. Thank you.
Tony, congratulations.
Thank you.
Your dedication, your service.
It's a pleasure.
It's been our pleasure, thank you. And the next sunny day, we're gonna go sit on your bench in Tricentennial Park. There is a bench and
My bench,
you have a bench in Tony's name. Yes, right here on the corner of Platt and Saddle Room Road. Look forward to it, Tony. Thanks again.
Thank you. Thank you all.
Council comments?
I want to congratulate Tony. Thank you for all your years of service here at Saddlebrook. Thank you. I'd like to thank former council president, Karen D'Arminio, for her wonderful job last year, and I'd like to congratulate each council president. That's all I have. Happy New Year.
Yes, I'd like to say thank you for your service, all your years of service to Saddlebrook. We really appreciate it.
I just missed one thing. I think the longest meeting that we ever had, and it was like with
Me.
we sat at a meeting on the zoning board and the planning board. You remember the one on Market Street, Over Farms? We spent till sometimes at 1 o'clock in the morning, which at those days, we don't have them anymore. But it took us, what was it, 18 months to get that resolved? Took about 18 months. He was the attorney at that time.
Not getting paid by the word or the next one.
Excuse me?
So they didn't get paid by the word, so it wasn't me keeping you till 1 o'clock in the morning.
Why doesn't that surprise me? That was a long meeting.
Okay, that's all I have.
Thank you, Tony.
I'd just like to finish by saying I'd like to thank all of my council here for giving me the privilege of serving as council president last year. I do appreciate it. And I also want to congratulate our new council president. And I'm so happy it goes from one to one. And also I'd like to wish everybody a happy and healthy new year. I just want to say that the senior center, we closed it for the month of January because of the spike in the virus. So there are no activities that are going on for this month, and we'll monitor it as we go forward. The building, I was at a meeting today for the building. The municipal complex is moving along. The electrical inspection was done. Some of one side of the walls are going up, sheetrock is going up. We are finalizing the electrical, the low voltage, which we are in the process of getting that done. So we are moving along. We do have all of the material. The plywood has been delivered, and we're going forward. And if anybody has any questions, please feel free to call me at any time, text me if you have any specific things. But we are moving forward, and hopefully we'll just continue at this pace, and we should be done July 1st, maybe sooner. But we are moving in a good place. Thank you.
Again, not to repeat everyone, but congratulations and thank you to Karen for doing a great job as council president during that term and her other terms. So she's a multi-elected council president. Good luck to Flo in her position. She's done it a number of times, and we know she's going to do a great job. Tony, it was a pleasure working with you on the zoning board. We had two really big, or I don't even know how big they were, but lengthy applications. One was in that Cobra Farms area. The other one was the Wendy's application, which was Wendy's wanted to come in where Plank Pizza is now, but Wendy's came in and applied, and Burger King hired an attorney who objected to every single sentence that anyone said, and that took forever to go on. Tony was a tough cookie on the board, but always was looking out for the people of Saddlebrook, and he brought the fireman's perspective to the zoning board. The first thing was, we can't get a ladder. We can't get a ladder over there, so you're not getting this. And eventually, the people would realize that safety was of utmost concern to Tony and to the rest of the members of the board, and they amended their plans. So it was great to work with him. He was a great guy, and continues to be a great guy. I just want to say thank you to everyone who served last year and is not serving again. Thank you to those who served last year and are continuing to serve, and congratulations to all our new nominees. Happy New Year, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you, Councilman.
I guess I'll repeat everything everybody else said. Congratulations as well. Karen, you did a great job, and you continue to do a good job on that building. Thank you for everything you do there. Mr. Gatto, thank you very much for your service. I would like to wish everybody a happy new year, and if this isn't brotherhood, I don't know what it is. You guys are unbelievable. Thanks for showing up for your comment. You guys have a good year, healthy year, and prosperous year. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman. Chief Jason Savani, would you like to say a couple words? I see.
It's a limited, this agenda, the chief is limited.
I'll run it mine. I just like to say Happy New Year to everybody. Happy healthy New Year. Tony, thank you for your dedicated service. You are monumental to this department, this township, for all the dedicated service that you've ever put into and all the work that you've done here. This is a small token from the department to you. Just sit, don't worry about it. But thank you so much. We really appreciate everything you've done for us and continue to do for us.
I'll try to do the best I can, see what I can do for you.
Mayor?
Thank you, Flo. I want to reiterate what everyone said, but I have a few more things to say. I'm just going to try to get to it. But, Tony, congratulations, and thank you so much for all of your dedicated service throughout the years. We really, from the bottom of my heart, I appreciate it. Council appreciates it, the whole town appreciates it. So, I want to thank Karen for doing a great job as the council president. Also for taking a leading role with the construction at the new municipal complex. She's put in a great deal of time and effort into it, and Flo, we do have meetings every couple of weeks, but Karen's there probably every day. So she's been putting in so much time there, and she's very committed and dedicated to it, and keeping an eye on it, which we need to do. Congratulations to Flo on being selected as the council president for 2022. I know she'll do a fantastic job, and I have all of us, we know she's going to do a good job, and we all love to work with her. She's an easy person to work with, and I want to thank the entire council because for their commitment and dedication, to the residents of Saddlebrook. We all work very well together. I think one of the reasons is that we're willing to compromise. Sometimes we disagree, everyone does, but we're willing to do what's best. It's in the best interest of the whole community. So it works very well. It's been another challenging year with COVID. We've been better though, a lot better, and back to some sense of normalcy in 2020. Hopefully 2022 will be even better. We're not off to the best start. I was going to do a COVID update, but I'm going to spare you that because it's kind of lengthy. But I am going to do probably a video briefing to the town, residents in the town that do want to know what's going on will be informed. I just want to point out some accomplishments. I'm very proud of this community, especially, I just spoke about COVID. The town, the residents have been very, very good, they've been compliant, show a lot of care and compassion towards others, working together in the fight to get rid of this virus. The new municipal building project is coming along very nicely. As Karen said, we're right on schedule and on budget, which is important. I just want to let everybody know you can check on the town website. There's a special section that's dedicated just to the new municipal complex. There's photos, and there's a status report on the work that's been done thus far. So every week or so, we put up new photos and a new report, a little briefing on what's been going on. We completed a successful road resurfacing program. We finished up 4 roads from 2020 program and all 7 from 2021. So 11 roads were done. We ended up bonding over $2 million, and we received some money. We received $101,000 community block grant funds for Albany Street, which was one of those streets that was paved. So we're moving forward with that. It wasn't done in so many years, so every year we try to. This year we're going to do it again. Hopefully we'll get 5 or 6 roads done that need to get done. Grants received, I just mentioned grants. New Jersey Transit, we received $200,000 to pave Mayhill Street from Route 80 Bridge to Market Street. We already paved the first half. These funds were approved, but that work will probably be done next year. This year, not next year, this year now, 2022. Also, we received $150,000 in community development block grant for handicapped accessible improvements for the new municipal complex. That's $150,000. We also got $140,000. I'm not sure on that number. I see Captain Gallo here, but I think it was $140 from the New Jersey Attorney General for body-worn cameras for our police department. We also get every year, we get annual recycling for $20,000, clean communities for about $23,000. So we're getting in grant money, which helps defray the cost for things and the increase in taxes. Community Partnership Committee, we're very, very happy with that committee. We do a lot of work. We're working with the school district, local churches, and all the businesses to assist our residents. I got to point out some of the businesses: Acme, Walmart, Dollar General, Spencer Savings, Ferraro, Spine and Rehab, Jason Mazer Plumbing, all contribute a lot to that committee and donate food, donate money to certain causes, and they're always there to help. Also, we got the Women's Club of Saddlebrook. They have 2 members that come to all our meetings, so we got a new civic organization to participate, which is fantastic. And those women, I tell you what, they do a fantastic job, and they're right on top of everything. So I'm very happy about that. The Flood Committee we formed a couple years back. Councilman Garrick is the liaison in that committee, but we've been working on flood prevention measures. We've been working with our floodplain manager to apply the FEMA's community rating system and to provide a reduction in flood insurance premiums to residents in the flood zone. Just recently, they just finished up, Passaic Valley Sewer Commission just cleaned out trees and other natural debris from the Saddle River, from the Red Mill and Paramus, all the way to Essex Street in Lodi. Pete and I and Councilman Garrick, we met with representatives from Lodi, Rochelle Park, and Wallington to talk about what's been going on after Ida and what we can do to band together to hopefully get something done and try to rattle some cages down in Trenton and the federal government. We've been recognizing and equipping our emergency responders. A lot of them are here tonight. We hired 5 new police officers and promoted 5 individuals, 3 sergeants and 2 lieutenants. The police department, we purchased new computers and we're going to be putting in a new radio system. The volunteer fire department has received, and thank you to Fire Chief Palazzati, outgoing Fire Chief Palazzati, applied for grants and received about $20,000 in funds for equipment. Engine 1 just received their new rescue truck that we ordered last year, and they're proudly displaying that over by Engine 1. We're trying to help the volunteer ambulance corps recruiting new members. If you or anyone you know might be interested in volunteering, now's the time. It's a great time to get involved because they are very short of personnel. We brought back all of our events and activities that were canceled in 2020 due to COVID. So it was nice to celebrate again with our residents. We want to begin this summer hosting concerts, like a concert series which has become very popular in other towns. Councilman Simaluka has been working with Director Andy Gallo on that, so I'm hoping that we can at least get a couple in this summer. We're also on the way to receiving immunity and taking steps forward to meet our Mount Laurel obligation in regard to affordable housing, which is something that we have to do, we're required to do it, and we're moving forward with that. I'm very proud of what we've been able to accomplish this year and past years, and want to just keep moving Saddlebrook forward. I wish everybody a happy, healthy new year. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. Before we go on to the agenda, of course.
Tony, I just want to echo what everyone else has said. We want to thank you for your years of service, both with the fire department and with the zoning board and the planning board. One of the things Tony will remember, and I know some of our younger volunteer firemen won't, is before the tones we had the sirens go off. And I respect everyone who goes out there when it's either a tone or a siren to respond when it's holidays, middle of the night, snowy weather. We've had some fires where we were in the middle of a blizzard and we had some major fires. But a story I like to tell, and it's hard when the mayor appoints you as the township historian and you live the history because you were at the meeting when it happened. We had the sirens that used to be on Fairlawn Parkway. And we used to have residents come to the meeting to complain. Sirens go off in the middle of the night. Sometimes they get stuck and it would be going off. And one resident who lived on the corner, right across the street from the center stores, first name Saul, came to the meeting, complained about, woke him up in the middle of the night. And one of our council members, Art Vanderstan, says, you know what, Saul? It wakes me up in the middle of the night too. He says, I roll over, I touch my wolf, it's cool, I thank God, and I go back to sleep. And that's how we ended up with sirens. But again, I want to thank you for everything you do. Tony, individually, your family, for letting you do it, and of course, the volunteers.
Thank you. Before we go on to the agenda, we're going to take a brief intermission, a couple minutes. So you feel free to stay. You're welcome to stay. We'll give you a chance to clear out if you like. Thank you. Once again, thank you. God bless. I'd like to call this meeting back to order.
The next resolution is for the planning board representative, Councilman David Garrick, to be a council planning board representative for a one-year term.
Motion? Second. No motion.
Second.
Roll call?
Councilman Simaluka?
Yes.
Councilwoman Del Minio?
Yes.
Councilman Accomando?
Yes.
Councilman Garrick?
Yes.
Council President Mazer?
Yes.
We have a resolution naming the auditor for the year, Wilcox and Company for the year, calendar year 2022.
Second. Roll call?
Councilman Simaluka?
Yes.
Councilwoman Del Minio?
Yes.
Councilman Accomando?
Yes.
Councilman Garrick?
Yes.
Council President Mazer?
Yes.
Bond Council Logan McCarthy for the calendar year 2022.
Motion?
Second.
Roll call?
Did you make one?
That's right.
Somebody did. Second, whatever, second. Roll call?
Councilman Simaluka?
Yes.
Councilwoman Dormillion?
Yes.
Councilman Accomando?
Yes.
Councilman Garrett?
Yes.
Council President Mesa.
Yes.
Designation of the township's legal newspapers for the year 2022. The Record, Woodland Park, New Jersey, and Our Town from Maywood.
Motion.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilman Saluka?
Yes.
Councilwoman Dormillion?
Yes.
Councilman Accomando?
Yes.
Councilman Garrett?
Yes.
Council President Mesa.
Yes.
Designation of the bank depositories for the year 2022, Columbia Bank and Spencer Bank, both on Southbrook.
Motion.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilman Saluka?
Yes.
Councilwoman Dormillion?
Yes.
Councilman Accomando?
Yes.
Councilman Garrett?
Yes.
Council President Mesa.
Yes.
Signature on checks, which would be the mayor, the township treasurer, and countersigned by the township clerk.
Motion.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilman Saluka?
Yes.
Councilwoman Dormillion?
Yes.
Councilman Accomando?
Yes.
Councilman Garrett?
Yes.
Council President Mesa.
Yes.
10-day grace period is established by state law for taxes, as well as setting the interest, which would revert back to the first of each quarter if the taxes aren't paid in a timely manner.
Motion.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilman Saluka?
Yes.
Councilwoman Dormillion?
Yes.
Councilman Accomando?
Yes.
Councilman Garrett?
Yes.
Council President Mesa.
Yes.
Again, as required by state law, delinquent water charges, setting the interest rates and penalties for any payments that are not made in a timely manner.
Motion.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilman Saluka?
Yes.
Councilwoman Dormillion?
Yes.
Councilman Accomando?
Yes.
Councilman Garrett?
Yes.
Council President Mesa.
Yes.
Establishing the meeting dates for the year 2022 for both work sessions and public meetings.
Motion.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilman Saluka?
Yes.
Councilwoman Dormillion?
Yes.
Councilman Accomando?
Yes.
Councilman Garrett?
Yes.
Council President Mesa.
Yes.
Appointment of zoning board member, 4-year term. James Mazer, Southbrook, New Jersey.
Motion.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilman Saluka? Councilwoman Dormillion?
Yes.
Councilman Accomando?
Absolutely yes.
Councilman Garrett?
Yes.
Council President Mesa.
Abstain.
Appointment 4-year term, zoning board member Nancy Murray, Southbrook, New Jersey.
Motion.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilman Saluka?
Yes.
Councilwoman Dormillion?
Yes.
Councilman Accomando?
Yes.
Councilman Garrett?
Yes.
Council President Mesa.
Yes.
Appointment zoning board member 4-year term, Kevin March, Southbrook, New Jersey.
Motion.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilman Saluka?
Yes.
Councilwoman Dormillion?
Yes.
Councilman Accomando?
Yes.
Councilman Garrett?
Yes.
Council President Mesa.
Yes.
We have the appointment, first alternate, unexpired term, James Burbano, Southbrook, New Jersey.
Motion.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilman Saluka?
Yes.
Councilwoman Dormillion?
Yes.
Councilman Accomando?
Yes.
Councilman Garrett?
Yes.
Council President Mesa.
Yes.
Appointment second alternate, Tyler Champy, Southbrook, New Jersey.
Motion.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilman Saluka?
Yes.
Councilwoman Dormillion?
Yes.
Councilman Accomando?
Yes.
Councilman Garrett?
Yes.
Council President Mesa.
Yes.
Appointment zoning board member third alternate, unexpired term, Joseph Calvetti, Southbrook, New Jersey.
Motion.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilman Saluka?
Yes.
Councilwoman Dormillion?
Yes.
Councilman Accomando?
Yes.
Councilman Garrett?
Yes.
Council President Mesa.
Yes.
Public Agency Compliance Officer, the appointment of Peter Lotico for a 1-year term without additional compensation.
Motion.
Second.
Roll call.
Oh, yes.
On discussion, another discussion?
Well, actually, there's no additional compensation because you just praised us.
Councilman Simaluka,
You are Paco for life, yes.
Councilwoman Del Minio,
Yes.
Councilman Accomando,
Yes.
Councilman Garrett,
Yes.
Council President Mazur.
Yes.
Readoption of resolutions that are carried through from the year 2021.
Motion?
Second.
Roll call.
Councilman Simaluka,
Yes.
Councilwoman Del Minio,
Yes.
Councilman Accomando,
Yes.
Council President Garrett,
Yes.
I'm sorry, Councilman Garrett,
Oh.
Council President Mazur.
Yes.
Authorize the payment of offline checks for bills for the month of January as Unidex closes out the 2021 system.
Motion?
Second.
Roll call.
Councilman Simaluka,
Yes.
Councilwoman Del Minio,
Yes.
Councilman Accomando,
Yes.
Councilman Garrett,
Yes.
Council President Mazur.
Yes.
Adoption of a temporary budget for the year 2022 until a budget's adopted later on in the year.
Motion?
Second.
Roll call.
Councilman Simaluka,
Yes.
Councilwoman Del Minio,
Yes.
Councilman Accomando,
Yes.
Councilman Garrett,
Yes.
Council President Mazur.
Yes.
Awarding of contract, one-year period, grant writing services to Bruno Associates. There's no increase in the cost for this year.
Motion?
Second.
Roll call.
Councilman Simaluka,
Yes.
Councilwoman Del Minio,
Yes.
Councilman Accomando,
Yes.
Councilman Garrett,
Yes.
Council President Mazur.
Yes.
Authorizing the tax collector as required under New Jersey statute to cancel any tax refunds and/or delinquencies of taxes less than $10.
Motion.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilman Simaluka,
Yes.
Councilwoman Del Minio,
Yes.
Councilman Accomando,
Yes.
Councilman Garrett,
Yes.
Council President Mazur.
Yes.
The reestablishment of petty cash for the year 2022.
Motion.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilman Simaluka,
Yes.
Councilwoman Del Minio,
Yes.
Councilman Accomando,
Yes.
Councilman Garrett,
Yes.
Council President Mazur.
Yes.
Council appointments. The mayor's appointments, we have the appointment, the reappointment of library board member Howard Mulder. The appointment does require advice and consent to the council.
Motion.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilman Simaluka,
Yes.
Councilwoman Del Minio,
Yes.
Councilman Accomando,
Yes.
Councilman Garrett,
Yes.
Council President Mazur.
Yes.
The other appointments, I'll read, that just require receiving file by council. Appointment of special counsel, tax appeal, Detroit Law Group. Appointment of township planner, Mazur Consulting. Appointment of insurance consultant, risk management, Alamo Insurance. Appointment of planning board member, class 2, Anthony Ambrosio. Appointment of township planning board member, Clifford Cook. Appointment of planning board member, mayor's alternate, Dominic Mazzone. Appointment of township treasurer, CFO, Timothy Conti. Appointment of plumbing subcode inspector, Robert Burbank. Appointment of electrical subcode inspector, Joseph DeMarsick. Appointment of fire subcode official, Mike Seitz. Appointment of licensed sewer operator, Jesse Gilmore. Appointment of township historian, Peter Lodico. Appointment of emergency management coordinator, Thomas Stickman. Appointment of deputy emergency management coordinators, Todd Accomando and John Tui. Appointment of township equal opportunity employment officer, Peter Lodico. Appointment of Board of Education liaison, Councilman David Garrett. Appointment of Mayor's Youth Group Liaison, Thomas Van Winkle. Appointment of Community Projects and Activities Committee co-chairpersons, Councilwoman Karen Dorminio as the council liaison, Shannon Accomando, co-chair, and Christine Januario, co-chair. Appointment of Municipal Housing Liaison, Peter Lodico. Appointment of School Crossing Guards as listed. Appointment of Special Law Enforcement Officers as listed, class 1. Appointment of special law enforcement officers, class 3. And appointment of township physician, Dr. Michael Muir.
We have a motion to receive and file.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilman Saluka?
Yes.
Councilwoman D'Arminio?
Yes.
Councilman Accomando?
Yes.
Councilman Garrett?
Yes.
Council President Mays.
Yes.
Motion to open to the public.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
The meeting is now open to the public. Anyone wishing to be heard, please go up.
Which way am I going?
That's called.
Okay.
You're gonna have to talk about it.
Oh, there we go. I think we're on. Hey, we got it. All right, good evening, happy New Year to everybody. Hopefully we have a wonderful 2022. Thomas Van Winkle, 128 Lincoln Avenue, Southwark. Reappointed Mayor's Youth Group Liaison. All right, so, looking back on what we've done in 2021, we obviously had a lot of the township events brought back. This past year, as Mayor White said earlier, we helped out with many events throughout the year. And I've spoken about a lot of them in the past, but since last council meeting, we participated in the judging of the houses for the holiday decorating contest. And we have all the winners posted on our social media. And I do want to congratulate our first place winner was 24 Garden Street. All right. And all the other winners are posted. Can't remember them all off the top of my head right at this moment. But we also got together for a pizza party to kick off the judging on the 21st of December. The kids had a great time. We did crafts, also during holiday crafts, and we had pizza, we had cupcakes. So I want to thank everybody and Christine January who made that all possible. All right, looking ahead now. And I believe I didn't think that events, but looking ahead in 2022, we're going to have our first meeting of the new year on Saturday, January 22nd at 10:30 at Town Hall. And we'll be discussing our activities going forward and looking ahead towards the spring. And I think that's all I have for now. All right, new members are always welcome to join us, and we hope to see you at our next meeting. Thank you.
Thomas, thank you for all that you do, you and your committee. Really, you do a great job. And happy belated birthday.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hi, Nancy Murray, Pine Avenue. Thank you very much for reappointing me. I'm sorry Mr. Gatto's not here at the moment but I did tell him personally. I was at first appointed to the zoning board January 2011 as a second alternate member. Following year, moved up to first alternate. After that, became a regular member because I filled in for someone who resigned because of time issues. All that time, Mr. Gatto was there and mentoring me and showing me the ropes, because you don't just walk in and understand how everything works. And he really, his expertise, his confidence, just being able to say to you, say, you know it in your gut, you got the facts, vote your conscience, vote based on the facts. Don't let anyone tell you what you need to do. It's your vote, it's your, and we always ran our board like that, we still do. He gave me the confidence and pushed me to become chairperson, stayed by my side as vice chair so that he could make sure that my first year went well, so that my second year was much better. And you have that little bit of extra experience, but he will be missed sorely for his expertise, for his knowledge, and his friendship. We have a great board that we all get along. While we don't all agree on how we decide how things are going to be voted on, we still have lots of respect for each other. And I couldn't tell Mr. Gatto enough how much respect and admiration I have for the way he accepted me on the board and took me along the way so that I could learn and be standing here 10 years later saying thank you for reappointing me. Thank you.
Thank you, Nancy. You always do an awesome job. Anyone else wishing to be heard? Seeing none, motion passes.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I'd like to congratulate all the appointees and all the reappointees and all the new appointees. We appreciate all your dedication and service. Okay?
Just want to say the same thing. Congratulations to all the people that were appointed, and I know that you're going to do a good job. And please, if you ever need anything, if you have any questions, feel free to call upon myself, Council President, Pete. So, let's have a good year. Thank you.
Mayor, would you like to swear them in?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the zoning board.
Appointments.
Okay.
All the appointments you can do all together?
Oh, one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Two. Nancy.
Is Tommy just one of them?
That's Tom, yes, sworn in.
Oh, yeah.
Do you want to come, Nancy, I guess?
Now, would you like to read that? Or are you afraid of lighting strikes?
Okay. Why don't we face that way, since the camera can see it?
Mayor, we have someone who's going to hold the Bible.
No, no.
Okay.
You want me to hold it?
Yeah, go ahead.
Hold it.
I'm sworn.
Stand in the middle so we can all put our hands on it.
Okay, this is the oath of office of the Township of Southwark, County of Bergen, State of New Jersey. I
I,
state your names,
Nancy Murray,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support
that I will support
the Constitution
the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution
and the Constitution
of the State of New Jersey,
of the State of New Jersey,
and that I will bear
and that I will bear
true faith and allegiance
true faith and allegiance
to the same
to the same
and to the government
and to the government
established
established
in the United States
in the United States
and in this state,
and in this state,
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people,
and will perform my duties
and will perform my duties
as,
as
state your position,
zoning board member,
faithfully,
faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly,
and justly,
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Mayor, special, you want to swear in a special?
Yeah, we can. The appointment of specials? Sure. Yeah, we have, Captain Gow, why don't you come up too? These two special, Class 1 specials join our ranks. I'm not sure, did they graduate? You graduated yet? Okay. All right. I should know that. Okay, this is the oath of office. Township of Southbrook, County of Bergen, State of New Jersey. I
I,
state your name.
Oscar Devine,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support
that I will support
the Constitution
the Constitution
of the United
of the
States
United States
and the Constitution
and the Constitution
of the State of New Jersey,
of the State of New Jersey,
and that I will bear
and that I will bear
true faith and allegiance
true faith and allegiance
to the same
to the same
and to the government established
and to the government established
in the United States
in the United States
and in this state,
and in this state,
under the authority
under the authority
of the people,
of the people,
and will perform my duties
and will perform my duties
as
as
Police Special Class 1s
Police Special Class 1,
faithfully,
faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly
and justly,
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Mayor, could you, for the public, could you just identify them? Or have them identify themselves?
Can you hear me? This is Oscar Sevilla and Chief Flores. There are two new special officers. I can't tell you how important it is for us to have special officers. They stand behind us. They do things that other officers don't want to do. They're out there helping people when it's cold, when it's warm, when any conditions that are out there. They help out at the parades and at special events, and they really are a force multiplier for our department. They do so much, and though they don't carry guns, they're out there every single day wearing their uniforms with us when they're here working, and they do so much for us, and we really, really appreciate that. And thank you very much, Mayor, for bringing them in and putting them in there for us to help. Thank you so much.
Thank you, gentlemen. Welcome to our family. And Captain Gallo, thank you for your leadership. Thank you for the awesome job this past year as well.
You're welcome.
May God keep you all safe. Thank you. Anybody else?
Going on to the regular business of the meeting of January, we have an ordinance permitting the Township of Saddlebrook to enter into a sales contract with the City of Passaic for the sale of the rescue truck. It's the old rescue truck that was just replaced with a new one.
Motion to give this first reading?
Second. Roll call.
Councilman Saluka?
Yes.
Councilman Mazer?
Yes.
Councilman Garrett?
Yes.
Councilman Comando?
Yes.
Councilwoman Domino?
Yes.
Now therefore be resolved by the Township Council of the Township of Saddlebrook that an ordinance permitting the Township of Saddlebrook to enter into a sales contract with the City of Passaic for the sale of a rescue truck heretofore passed on first reading be further considered for a final passage at a meeting to be held on the 3rd day of February 2022 at 7:00 p.m. or sooner after as the matter can be reached at the Municipal Building, 93 Market Street, and at such time and place all persons interested be given an opportunity to be heard concerning said ordinance according to law, with a notice of its introduction and passage on first reading, and of a time and place when and where said ordinance will be further considered for final passage.
Motion approved?
Second. Roll call.
Councilman Simaluka?
Yes.
Councilwoman Domino?
Yes.
Councilman Comando?
Yes.
Councilman Garrett?
Yes.
Council President Mazer?
Yes.
Next, we have two resolutions. If the council has no objections, we could take them together. One is for over $2,500, and the other one is renewal of the health services contract with the Brook County Health Department.
Motion.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilman Saluka?
Yes.
Councilwoman Domino?
Yes.
Councilman Comando?
Yes.
Councilman Garrett?
Yes.
Council President Mazer?
Yes.
And
That's it. Council comments? Before we close? No? No?
Unless you're going to say something.
Quick,
About
go ahead.
15, 20 minutes at least.
Quick, go ahead.
My New Year's gift, everyone.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. That's one, nothing, we're good? All right, well, thank you, everyone. Have a safe and happy, healthy new year. And know that we're here for you, whatever you need. Especially my new nephews.
Motion closed.
Motion to,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.